Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Tony Spurlock. I'm the Douglas County Sheriff. I want to share a little bit of information about a shooting that occurred here at the Lincoln Station at the RTD parking structure last night around 10:40. Deputies from our pattern crimes unit, which specifically is looking for auto thieves and stolen cars, checks this garage, notices a suspicious black and color Kia backed into a parking spot with a shade visor on the front windshield. So he calls in additional officers. Six more officers arrive, and they make contact with the car. And almost immediately, when they're making contact with the car, officers are being shot at from the passenger windows on both sides of the car. We returned fire. This took place 3 times. There were 3 separate volleys of shootings between the suspects and our officers. And each one of those, the suspects fired at us first. On all of those, we do have a small snippet from the body-worn camera. We're going to try to get to you all here very shortly that depicts the initial contact with our deputies. We don't have an exact round count right now, but probably roughly in the neighborhood between the two, there were about 35 rounds fired between the suspects and our deputies. One of our deputies, he is fine. He was hit with glass in the face from the driver's side window, and he was also miraculously, a bullet goes through the sleeve of his shirt, and you can see that where it went through his shirt. He was not hit by any bullets. He was just hit by glass, and he was treated and released at a local hospital here in Lone Tree. The suspects have been identified. We're not releasing any information on them as of yet. We have not notified next of kin. I can tell you that they were in a stolen car out of Pueblo. I can tell you that both of them had warrants for their arrest related to auto theft and theft. Also, one of the suspects was an attempt to locate by the Denver Police Department, armed and dangerous, for questioning for another shooting that took place in the Denver metro area in the last 3 months. This is, again, is another one of the things that law enforcement across the metro area are seeing every day. Stolen cars, suspects in the stolen cars armed, and they're engaging police officers around the metro area. Our officers were very, very lucky last night that something didn't happen more dangerous to them. The individuals engaged us first, and then we returned fire. And as I said, both of those individuals were deceased, were killed here in their car while they were shooting at our officers. I'm available for a few questions. It is being investigated right now through the 18th Judicial District Critical Incident Response Team. Detectives from the Aurora Police Department are the lead on the investigation right now, and I suspect that will take some time for them to complete it. They're still working on the scene right now.
So were the suspects sitting in the car behind that visor that you described, with the car running?
So the car was not running. To the best of my knowledge, I do not believe that it was running, but they were in the front seat of the car, passenger and driver seat. They had a shade visor on the front, and then the side windows were extremely dark tint, so the officers could not see inside, but they knew there was someone inside there because they could see the car moving.
So there were 2 people in the car, the driver's side and passenger side, all both in the front?
Yes.
And they both opened fire?
Yes, so both the driver and the passenger opened fire on our deputies out their side windows, and then we engaged them through the front window and the side windows as well.
So just 2 people in the car?
Just 2 people in the car.
You said what was the initial contact that your deputies had with the car?
So the deputies were looking for stolen vehicles. They pull on this vehicle. They notice it had no license plates on it. There's a clue, and it's tucked back into kind of a hidden area and backed in. So he called his fellow officers that work in this pattern crimes unit. They came over to contact it like we do a lot, contact them, see who's inside it, and then they engaged us.
That's what I was asking. Did they knock on the window? Did they announce themselves as law enforcement?
Yeah, so they announced themselves as law enforcement. They knocked on the window, on the passenger side window and the driver's side window, and got no response audibly from them. But they could see that they could see that the car was moving from them inside the car, and then just out of nowhere, the suspects inside the car, both sides started to shoot at our officers.
Was anyone in that car, do they live here? Why was that car here?
I don't know where they live at this point, and I suspect that they were here either hiding, tucked back into the spot, maybe getting ready to go to sleep. I don't know. We're still investigating the inside of the car to see if there were drugs or anything else, but we did locate at least 2 weapons inside the car.
Is this an area where you guys have seen a lot of stolen cars maybe being tucked away in? Why were you all looking here?
Okay, we've been having a string of auto thefts all across the northern border of Douglas County, and this is just one of those places where they often go and steal cars from. Also hospital parking lots, big business parking lots, and so this unit's specifically designed to go after people that are stealing cars.
What's the name of that unit again?
Pattern Crimes Unit.
What kind of guns did you recover?
I'm not releasing the information on the guns, but I will tell you that we did find 2 weapons in the car.
And did all 6 deputies return fire?
Yes, all 6 deputies returned fire. They're all on leave today by our protocol, on administrative leave, while the CIRT investigation, and then the deputy that was injured, obviously at home.
Were they all wearing body cameras, all 6 of them?
Yes, they were, and we're going to try to get the best snippet for you all, and we'll get that through Kosha Hyde and the PIO, and we'll get that information sent to you.
For anyone looking to return.
About how long was this incident? You said they returned volley 3 times?
Yes, I'm told that there's about a 7 to 9 minute span between the 3 volleys of the shootouts between the suspects and the police.
Without releasing the names of the suspects, can you tell us a little bit more about them, their ages, where they're from, priors?
Okay, they all have priors. They all had warrants for their arrest, and they were under the age of 32.
And you said that the car was stolen out of Pueblo?
Yes,
Are they from Pueblo?
that I don't know. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the relation between the increase of robbery cars and crime in Colorado?
Increase what?
Robbery cars and crime?
So we have been saying for the last year and a half that auto theft has been the number 1 crime that has been affecting basically the metro area, because it's related to other ancillary crimes, theft, burglary, and then drug related, and we are seeing people that are involved with weapons as well in these auto thefts.
Were the weapons here handguns or long guns that
We're-
the suspects had?
We're not releasing that information right now.
Something for the community, because some people just let the key cars inside, or let the cars open. So how the community can help in this case?
Okay, the community can help in a number of ways. Take your valuables out of the car, make sure your car is locked, and then when you see something suspicious, call your local law enforcement, because they're out prowling at nighttime in groups of people, stealing cars. And then I would also urge anyone who was a victim of an auto theft to contact the district attorney in their jurisdiction and demand prosecution of auto thefts. We can no longer be letting people that are stealing cars just out on PR bonds. These people are violent. They are shooting officers. They are shooting other people. They're involved in a lot of other criminal activity. And we have the opportunity. We need the district attorneys behind us saying that they are going to prosecute these cases, and we've got to find ways to stop PR bonding every person who steals a car.
Were there any residents in the parking garage when this happened? Any civilians?
There were no civilians that we know of, and we've spoke to a lot of people that observed it. All the people that were involved were either police officers or the 2 suspects.
Were your deputies all in uniform?
They were all in uniforms, yes.
Plain clothes?
Yeah, right. They're all in uniforms.
All driving more cars?
No, we had a mixed bag of marked cars and unmarked cars.
They all announce themselves as law enforcement.
Yes, they all announce themselves as law enforcement.
Who owns the garage? Is that an RTV garage or is that a parking garage?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know.
Sheriff, do you feel like this kind of puts out a message to people who steal cars? Do you feel like you guys put out a message?
Well, I can tell you right now in Douglas County, if you steal a car in Douglas County, we're going to chase you. We are going to be aggressive on anyone who steals cars in this county. I'm asking for every other judicial district to be aggressive in the prosecution of auto thieves. If you're stealing cars and you're stealing property from citizens, you need to be held accountable for that. And so here in Douglas County, we take it very serious. We have a specific unit just designed to go after folks that are stealing cars. And it is our goal to make sure that the people that are stealing cars, they don't come to this county and do it.
What kind of crimes does it have a reader, like one of those camera readers that drives around town looking for stolen cars?
We have a number of license plate readers, LPRs. We also have flock cameras. And then on a number of our cars, we also have mobile LPRs. And then we have the kinds that are stationed around that we can move all around the county. Those are very, very successful. They're very helpful to us to identify cars that are stolen. Although this car right here had no license plates on it, so that's a moot point. They would not have been registered for that.
I know he said it was a black Kia. What kind of Kia?
4-door. Other than that, I can't tell you. Although you heard on you heard in Twitter world that Kias was one of the cars that's easy to steal. I don't know that for myself personally, but that's what this car is.
Sheriff, do you know how many police involved shootings your department's had so far this year?
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Do you know how many police officer involved shootings you've had so far this year?
I believe this is the first officer involved shooting we've had this year.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
One last question. Do you know if the suspects were part of a larger criminal enterprise or were they kind of on their own?
We don't have that information yet. We do know that they were wanted, and so they're involved in the criminal element. But other than that, that's all I have.
Are your stats for stolen vehicles on your website? I will be looking at those. Do you keep your stats of auto thefts on your website?
No, we don't, but I can get you that. I can tell you that we've had well over 400 cars stolen this year so far out of Douglas County, and a large number of recoveries.
You get us the stats for the last couple, maybe the last 3 years?
Yes, we can get that information to you. Yes. Anything else? All right. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here.